So hiyo kambi itafunguliwa, itakuwa staff na itakuwa manned kugojea wale watoto ambao nyinyi mtalete ambao wanataka rehabilitation.
Let the crackdown begin. Uhuru makes first step in coast drugs crackdown.
Any officer who had not reported to work by today, the 28th of August 2015, had asked at 8 in the morning, is to show cause why he or she should not be dismissed from the service on the ground of desertion of duty.
Get back to work or else. Striking Nyeri nurses threatened with sacking. The beauty within us. Turkana uses culture to bridge gap between warring clans. And Embu man cries foul after wife allegedly sells 61 million shillings worth of property and disappears.
Our Friday's news coverage begins now. Our sign language interpreter is Meresha Owiti. Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta's directive to step up the war on drugs and drug trafficking in the country may just be hours old, but it seems the head of state is not mincing his words over the matter. Well, he held a consultative meeting today with local leaders at the coast to spearhead a raid on drug dens in the region. Timothy Otieno has the details.
We want to eliminate all those dens, and we want that operation to start as soon as possible.
And soon it appears it will be. The head of state, just hours after making that statement, held a meeting with political leaders from the area. The president's latest directive, perhaps a carbon copy of the one he made a few months ago, that saw alcohol dens raided and illicit brew destroyed. And it appears this time the same vigor will be used in getting rid of the drug dens at the coast.
Tukianzia sisi katika Mombasa, tutakuwa tuko na wale maaskari moja kwa moja kuhakikisha ya kwa wale wenye kuuza madawa ya kulevya wataweza kutolewa katika majumbani mwao.
The leaders acknowledged that the problem of drug abuse in the country was indeed deeply rooted at the coast and that the youth were the most affected. Youth who appear to turn to drugs due to unemployment. And for such a group, the president has a solution to their problem. Enrollment into the National Youth Service set to be boosted at the coast.
Vijana wetu, watoto wetu, ambao sasa wamekuwa addicted na mambo haya, wapelekwe hapo, na ndio tuweze kuanza mpango ya vile tutawarehabilitate na ndio waweze sasa kurudi katika.
Great. Brian, you're such an inspiration. Is that okay?
It's okay, yes.
That's fine?
It's fine.
All right. Did you ever think that you'd read news?
Nope. Nope.
At some point in your life, and here is the opportunity to, of course, inspire many of us and to read the news to Kenyans who are watching.
Okay.
And that's the story you'll be reading.
Okay.
And I want you to give it, you know, the oomph, you know,
from over 100.
this one.
Okay.
But you're reading it from the author. You see there?
Okay.
Camera 2?
Yes.
There we go.
Okay.
Introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then just ease through it. You know?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Hey, my name is Brian Ndung'u, born again Christian, and I'm a student. And today, I'm your news presenter. Okay. Over 100 girls saved from FGM and early marriage in West Pokot have graduated with special skills in entrepreneurship and ICT. Under the program sponsored by World Vision, the girls now become ambassadors to educate the rest of the community on the dangers of the vice. Murimi Mwangi with the details. Thank you.
These are not your ordinary graduates, neither is this any ordinary jig in Pokot County. It is a dance to accentuate the jubilation of these over 100 girls rescued from the fangs of the age-old retrogressive practice of female genital mutilation, and their tales of success tell it all.
I first upon lady and I want circumcision and immediately go to marriage. After 10, my father announced that it is my son to be circumcised. I decided to run away. I've become more responsible and confident. And I can easily stand in front of people and speak to you as you see now. I'm speaking to you.
courtesy of an education program sponsored by World Vision dubbed Global Give Back Circle. These girls have been equipped with skills on social entrepreneurship and ICT, an initiative aimed at fighting the vice of FGM and early marriages among the pastoral communities in Pokot County.
The ICT skills that I've learned, I'm going to share it with my sisters and my friends there at home.
These graduates now have the power to not only read and do all that pertains to their respective degrees, as is the graduation narrative in most institutions of higher learning, but are also set to become ambassadors to save the rest of the girls in the community from the bad culture.
This is just one step forward. There is much more to come. Just keep the spirit, continue to be bold, and continue to learn to say no to some issues as you forge forward.
Let's keep them in school. Let's keep them with their dreams that they want to have in life, and we'll support them to fulfill those things.
The World Vision officials have now challenged the national and county governments to put more effort in assisting the girls in the arid regions to access quality education. Muremi Mwangi, KTN News, Nairobi.
Great story right there, but a great young man in studio, Brian Domo. That's his name. You can follow him on Twitter. His Twitter handle is at @SammyBrayo_able. At @SammyBrayo_able. By the time he was coming to studio, he only had 1 follower. I became the second. Please go on Twitter and follow this. He's very inspiring and amazing young man. You know, something that I want to know, the caretaker that you mentioned, what does he or she help you do?
Actually, my caretaker helps me to go to the washroom. It helps me in feeding in school. It also helps me in removing the books from my bag.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So those are the roles that he or she. It's a he.
It's a he.
Yes, he takes.
Yes.
All right. And there are very many people who are watching and they are amazed. You know, some of them are probably physically challenged. What is it that you can say to uplift their spirits? You know that you've done so much and you continue to do so much, and I believe that you will be that pilot. What can you say to them?
Okay, I look at
this
camera.
this one is fine.
Okay, if you're out there, if you are physically challenged, me I can just tell you, never give up in this life. Just trust in God and you'll make it, and be positive in whatever you do. And also, if you have a talent, just utilize your talent and God will bless you so much. Always be positive.
Wow.
Yes.
What are your hobbies?
My hobbies are playing football.
Of course, that's what you do so
singing.
well. Singing.
I'm a good chess player.
Could you sing something for us?
Yes.
Sing something. You're actually a musician in the making.
I'm a musician, yes.
All right.
Okay. So, let me sing.
Yeah.
Nitatangaza uzuri wako Baba, nitaeneza yote umetenda, nitaimba mataifa yasikie uzuri wako Baba.
Wow. Do you have a record out?
Yes, I have a record out, yes.
Great. Wow. And so you mentioned the singing.
The singing,
you mentioned playing football. What else?
Playing chess.
You're good at chess?
I'm good at chess.
I'll need a class in that one.
I'm also a good swimmer.
You're also a good swimmer.
I won the category for special award.
Wow. You're doing so many great things.
Thank you.
Right, we will be coming back shortly with Brian, but where do we go next?
Now we go next for business. Be locked.
Today in business news, we tell you why Parliament's fresh attempts to curb interest rates did not succeed and what this means for the banks. We'll give you more on this. We begin with that story. Parliament's fresh attempts to cap bank interest rates by law flopped on a technicality yesterday after the Budget and Appropriations Committee said the proposed amendments to the Finance Bill went against Article 114 of the Constitution. Mutava Musimi, who chairs the committee, said any changes to a money bill must be approved by the Budget Committee after taking the views of Treasury, the CBK and other stakeholders. Jacob Midio, who had sponsored the bill, wanted banks or a financial institution which has issued a loan or a monetary advance to charge an interest rate of not more than 3% of the indicative rate published by the Monetary Policy Committee. Let's take our focus now into agriculture. Aflatoxin poisoning and grain borers have been a great challenge for farmers, occasioning losses of between 40 and 50% of all harvests. But things are set to change with the introduction of a portable metallic silo dubbed Kikapu. The silo will enable farmers control the moisture content of their grains and also keep rodents out of their precious harvest. Here's KTN's Philip Kitani with more on that.
Africa loses over $4 billion worth of maize grains annually due to lack of storage facilities. For most of these countries, food waste and losses occur mainly at early stages of the food value chain, and this can be traced back to financial, managerial and technical constraints in harvesting techniques, as well as a poor storage and cooling facilities. In Kenya particularly, 40% of all harvested grain is lost, a fact that poses a great challenge to the country's ambitions of attaining food security.
Now here is Brazil Agro that is emphasizing mainly on on-farm practices. On-farm practices that range from seedbed preparation, planting, and in planting the emphasis is on conservation agriculture, not the conventional planting.
However, there is seemed to be a light at the end of the tunnel. Brazil Agro, a farm machinery dealer, has introduced a metallic silo that will ensure that farmers reduce their post-harvest losses.
This silo is mainly meant for the small-scale farmers. We realize the problems we have with problems like rodent attack, problems like aflatoxin, and you realize that it's being said that in Kenya or within the developing countries, we are losing up to maybe 30% of the grain through poor post-harvest handling.
The silo is airtight when closed so that insects and rodents cannot reach the stored product. This means the store is kept clean and free from rats and mice. The silo also comes with a solar panel drying system that blows hot air into the silo, hence drying any moisture and ensuring that the grains does not rot. Because of this, the stored maize can be kept for a longer period of time, allowing the farmers to maximize their profit by selling when the market prices are high.
This one has got a capacity of 6 tons within an hour, and the 6 tons within an hour is meant to store grain on the farm level. Then besides that, it has got a no loading mechanism. We encourage that loading will take place by people, one climbing on the top, the other then with the bucket pour the grain into the
6-ton silo will cost 430,000 shillings, a price that appears steep at first glance. However, in the long term, it makes economic sense since the silo is durable and it reduces farm losses significantly.
Aeration is by the use of solar energy. So by use of solar energy, you are talking of a system that is affordable. This country has got lots of solar energy. We are within the tropics, the sun is always there. Why don't you utilize that energy? This is one of the ideas.
And what's better, the process of constructing the silo can also increase the local economic activity and generate employment in the country. With post-harvest losses by small-scale farmers currently standing between 40 and 50%, the introduction of this new storage facility is expected to bring that figure down significantly, as well as reduce attack by weevils and rodents. Philip Kitani for the Next Frontier.
Many thanks there, Philip Kitani. Interesting development. Imagine having a metallic silo somewhere in your neighborhood. Of course, this is meant to address issues of food insecurity and also give farmers better yields. Moving on, MPs shot down Treasury Secretary Henry Rotich's proposal to raise commercial banks' minimum capital to 5 billion shillings within 3 years, marking a win for the new CBK governor, Dr. Patrick Njoroge, who has been strongly opposed to the proposal. The MPs who are debating the Finance Bill 2015 deleted the proposals made in Rotich's budget speech in June, meaning that the minimum capital requirement for commercial banks will remain at 1 billion shillings. Rotich had fronted the proposal, arguing that the economy needs fewer and better capitalized banks that can finance big projects to accelerate growth.
From business, it's time to learn some proper English pronunciations. Brian, our guest anchor, is still in the studio. He's going to be joining us shortly. Willis, it's great to see you this evening, looking sharp in black, and I'm sure you've been watching Brian, our guest anchor. He's left so many people inspired.
Well, that is an inspiration of a kind. And I have also to say, Betty, it's good news to hear that Michael Karanja, something happening about tying the nuptial knot.
Oh yes, Michael Karanja, our business editor, is getting hitched tomorrow. But let's get straight to our business, Willis. And I want us to start with our tough word on the street. Listen to this one, Willis, be ready.
Furora, furora, furro, fafo, farro, furoleri, 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 faroa, 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 furore, furore, fiura, fiura, fiura,
Furo, furor, fura. Fura, fura.
furore, 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 furari, furari, fro, fro, fore, fore, fuloa, fulore, fulore, fulore.
Okay, Willis. That was a tough word, Willis. Furora. I think I've had all kinds of words of pronunciations. Willis,
Well,
tell us.
Betty, this is a tricky word, and you know, it can beat anybody depending on how conversant one is with the word. We have two acceptable pronunciations for the word, and one can say furo, that is furo, and one can also say furori, furori. So, furo or furori. All the other versions, some of them, of course, they're understandable, Betty.
All right, Willis, got it. You're the teacher here. I would have said something like furora. But moving on to another word, Willis, and I'll spell this one for our viewers, and it's R-E-S-C-I-N-D. Rescind, rescind. How do we go about that one?
Oh, Betty, you say rescind.
Okay.
Rescind.
Rescind.
To rescind.
All right.
What we should avoid is resigned. Rescind.
Got it, Willis. Now, Willis, this week, actually yesterday, there was a very serious plight from farmers in Kisumu, and they were reacting to some issues in their farms. And I want you to listen to someone who was giving his opinion on the street. And let's play the video and hear what he said in that particular clip, Willis.
In fact, if you can see these farmers, they are aggravated, they are irritated, they are very annoyed, they are disillusioned, they are thrown into imbroglio.
Right, Willis, that word, imbroglio, that, you know, how do we go about that one, Willis? Tell us what it means and what's the pronunciation? Is it what he said? He was very mad.
Betty, you'll tell me why you brought that, but whichever way, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
The word is imbroglio, and whichever way, the friend or our friend chose to use that word. You see, when you talk of imbroglio,
yes,
you are talking about, you know, a complicated situation.
Okay.
Usually that is a political situation, and it causes confusion, embarrassment, or uncertainty.
Right.
But the way it was brought by our friend there, I have no other words to talk about it.
All right, so it's imbroglio. The G is silent.
Imbroglio.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, great. Moving on to another word. Now, this is a word that, you know, we see especially in restaurants. And do we say mayonnaise? Mayonnaise? This is another difficult word, Willis. I've had various pronunciations on this one.
You say mayonnaise. Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
And the informal form of that word, Betty, M-A-Y-O,
Yes.
we should not say mayo. You say mayo. But the word which is formal or standard is mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. Got it, Willis. Moving on to
There
this.
you are.
Moving on to another word, Willis. Now, do we say prejudice, prejudice? How do we go about that one?
You say prejudice.
Okay.
Prejudice,
All
not
right.
prejudice. When people see ICE, they think it's prejudice, which is wrong. We say prejudice, hospice, notice, justice, novice, so we don't say eyes and willis for that matter.
All right, Willis, that's a surprise. So we do not say hospice, but hospice.
No, you say hospice.
All right, got it, Willis. Novice too. Moving on to another word, and it's a word that we know as either homogeneous, homogeneous. Is that which is which, Willis?
You say homogeneous, genius, not genius, genius, homogeneous, heterogeneous.
All right, Willis, got it. Let's now take a look at our feedback question, and it's Tony Kilonzo who wants to know this word. I'll spell it out. C-R-E-M-A-T-I-O-N. What we know as cremation. Is that the correct pronunciation?
Betty, letter E takes the pure vowel sound A, cre, not cre. You say cremation, cremation, crematorium, not crematorium, not cremation, cremation.
Cremation,
yes.
Crematorium. Got it, Willis. Now, do we have any surprise word from you, Willis? You surprised us with the imbroglio. Any other surprise word, Willis?
Well, Betty, from my side, when we talk of an entertainer who makes people laugh,
yes,
or normally, you know, they do funny things. If they're not making people laugh by telling jokes or funny stories, they may be, you know, mimicking other people. Many people pronounce that word as comedian. So and so is a comedian, which is wrong. Comedian, no. We say comedian. The correct or acceptable pronunciation is comedian. But comedy is comedy.
All right.
Comedy, comedian.
All right. Comedian is the correct pronunciation. Willis, always a pleasure having you on the show, teaching us those difficult words, and I see you have some more. Tell us about them.
Yes, I have, as usual, I have something here.
Yes.
We have the first word, that is the upper one, is ko. Ko. But the second one, we say cho. Cho, that is when we are talking about task. Cho.
All right.
Upper one, ko. So we should always know which is which.
All right. So thank you, Willis, for the effort. You are just like a teacher. You know, teachers like to show you so that you understand. Our pronunciation genius.
My
Thank
pleasure,
you very
Betty.
much. Willis, the word master, they are coming to us live from Kisumu County, teaching us those difficult pronunciations, the tricky ones like imbroglio or rescind. You can always get him right here on KTM Friday Briefing. Of course, he's going to be here next Friday, God willing. Let's take a look at some sports. Football Kenya Federation has unconditionally lifted the suspension of national executive members who were banned from taking part in football-related activities. The federation also revealed that all the 47 counties in the country will be transformed into FKF branches. Well, this was revealed during the federation's annual general meeting that took place at a Nairobi hotel.
After June's boycotted annual general meeting, the mood was set for Friday morning as the top football governing body FKF gathered for their annual general meeting. Unlike past meetings which have been shadowed by heckling and tension, the scene was calm as FKF sought to put its house to order. After close to 7 hours of closed-door deliberations, first to get reprieve were former National Executive Committee members who had been serving suspensions. The suspensions were unconditionally lifted and now they are free to take part in football-related activities.
We have lifted all the suspensions of the officials who were suspended, all of them, from sub-branch to branch to national to clubs. So we have what we call amnesty.
Today, justice has been done, and now is to go and sit back with my colleagues at the coast and to plan for the future.
With the election set for November 13th, all counties in the country shall be transformed into FKF branches after this year's election. In addition, Rift Valley region shall be divided into 2 regions serving the Federation. The new resolutions will also see KPL sign a memorandum of understanding to run the top-tier league with 18 teams beginning next season.
We have actually recognized them, but they have to sign an MOU with the Federation. But at the end of the year, we are only going to have one league, and this league will be called FKF Premier League.
We have agreed on almost everything, even though some of us might not have agreed today. In the spirit of the game, we have agreed that we'll let that go.
The FKF presidential candidate will need to be proposed by 5 branches. After almost 7 hours of closed-door deliberations and the election date confirmed for November 13th, it's now all systems go as different aspirants who seek the top post in the country begin their campaign. Robinson Okenye, KTN Sports.
Right, we want to wind up KTN Friday briefing. Sadly, I wish we would do this all night. We still have our guest anchor Brian Domo with us in studio. He has, I'm telling you, Twitter is going crazy, my phone is going crazy. Just people seeing how you've inspired them. You've talked to so many people's hearts. People are wondering, you know, I'm able, but I don't do so many things, and I don't look forward to so many things the way Brian is doing, and you know, I applaud you for that, and I hope that you'll keep doing that. And I think one of the things you talked about, your mom being your biggest supporter.
Yes.
I'm sure you want to tell us something. She is in studio, but she's very shy. She didn't want to come in. But what is it that you wanted to tell her on this platform?
Okay, well, like tell my mom that I love her so much. Thanks for her support so much. She has been actually my role model. And also my cousin Justin, I love him so much. Also encouraging me so much in life, telling me things of life.
Yeah.
Yes, and also my friends, my cousin Peter also.
All right.
Yes, and also my friends.
And your caretaker,
and my
who
caretaker
spends a lot of time with
me.
you.
Called Joseph Joguna.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I'm seeing so very many people asking me for contact to Brian or his mom, you know, wanted to help. And if you're at home and you feel you're touched to help Brian and his family in one way or another, of course he mentioned the issue to do with having a caretaker, and that's very expensive. And if you feel like you're touched to just help him on that front, you can even tweet me, and I'll be able to respond to you and see how we can help Brian, you know, reach his dream of becoming a pilot, right? So I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
I pray that, you know, God keeps blessing you. You're blessed, but to add you.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, that track, that song,
yes,
we want to hear it some more.
Okay.
Maybe you give me a CD and we can play it on our platforms.
Okay.
Right, so we want to wind up KTN Friday briefing. Thank you very much for watching. We could not sample some of the feedback because of some technical issue, but thank you very much for responding to that. And it's good night from me, Betty Kialo,
and me, Brian Domo.
All right, thank you so much for watching. The people who are asking about his Twitter handle, it's at
Sammy Brayo _able, and I'm also on Facebook. You can like my Facebook page, Sammy Brayo. Also, I'm on Instagram, Sammy Brayo.
All right, Sammy is S-A-M-M-Y.
Yes.
All right, Sammy Brayo _able on Twitter. That's his handle. Follow him, talk to him, encourage him, and of course, you know, be his friend. Who wouldn't want to be his friend? Thank you very much for watching, and see you next Friday, God willing. Have a lovely weekend. Bye. Bye.